Okay, up next is Mohammed Anwar. He's actually also on the cover of this issue of Rowad magazine. He's what we call our Bahraini technology success. So, Mohammed, how many of you over here today know what Mohammed Anwar does? Can we show? All right, so I guess, are you all from Bahrain? Yeah? Okay, great. So for those of people who are here from Kuwait, from the UAE, tell us a little bit about Exa and what you do.
Okay, Exa.io is a Bahraini startup. What we do is that we accelerate 3D processing for architects, engineers, and students. For example, this ballroom was designed on a computer, but that would take tens of hours to be accomplished. What we do is that we provide the computational service for even a student to just upload the file, just like sending an email to our service and get it done in minutes.
Okay, so Mohammed, how did you decide to get into this field? Did you start up completely? Did you have a day job before? Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I'm an engineer, and all of my co-founders are engineers. We met in a gaming tournament in the University of Bahrain like exactly 10 years ago. And by the way, all of us studied in the University of Bahrain for with all normal Bahrainis. The thing is that we had the same passion. We had this passion for building gaming computers. In 2009, I read the white paper by British Petroleum that's using the same technology used for gaming, and they call it seismic mapping, basically looking for oil in the oil wells. That what triggered the idea of that we could make money of how are we assembling those gaming PCs. Afterwards, in 2010, I heard Amazon Web Services is providing very high performance computing on the cloud. So I thought I have access to so much fast computers, and I can apply my knowledge that I have applied in the University of Bahrain. And I used to work for Economic Development Board.
Okay, so some of our friends from the EDB probably know him over here. Mohammed, what challenges did you face when you were trying to start up your company? We have a lot of entrepreneurs here, and you've actually joined our mentoring program as well, being a mentor, wanting to give back. So tell us, what do you feel is the biggest challenge you faced? Was it, 5-6 years ago that you started?
Yes, in 2011.
Yeah. So what was the biggest challenge you faced then, and why did you decide to go down the mentoring route?
Okay, we had the typical boilerplate kind of problems in the region. We didn't have funding, we had lots of problems getting the CR, we had lots of problems with exposure, and we had lots of problems selling the product. We are all engineers. Okay?
So when we had the different things, is it like regulation, whatever, so what would you say was the top challenge you had?
Honestly, all of them are challenging, but as an entrepreneur, I have to do something about it. So I can't just sit at home and say, okay, the regulations are bad, I can't get funding, well, I can't get whatever. So the problem isn't, I don't want to focus as an entrepreneur on the problem itself. That's the job of PDB or EDB or ED, for example. So
it's very popular here tonight, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not my problem to focus on the problem. It's not my concern to focus on the problem. I should see what can I do about it.
So what did you do about it?
I registered in the States.
Okay, so how did that help you?
Well, it immediately gave me a WLL, or limited liability company, in a couple of days, and I had exposure. I had the legal entity I could get the exposure with the investors with, and from there I went on. And afterwards I registered in Bahrain.
Okay, great. So you didn't stop, and then how easy was it for you to operate with a foreign license? I mean, did you take advantage of the trade agreements between the US and Bahrain? How did that work out for you?
We are a cloud business. We don't need the trade. We're not a big business that we might need trade license or trade agreements as such. All what we needed is a website, good social media so we can sell, and a PayPal account so we can receive the money through. So basically, we thought about what works and what works efficiently and quickly, because time is the most important thing for a startup. We need to take action as soon as possible. And something else, we don't have this epic goal we're going to. We're trying to focus on concrete progress in our startup. We're trying to be the best an example of Arabian businesses that's selling to the Japanese, but we're trying to have more concrete progress that's tangible and quantifiable.
Okay, so just to get the audience involved over here, in your opinion, what makes Mohammed Anwar a Bahraini technology success? So while he continues to tell us a story, I want you guys to pull in your answers as he tells us. So, you know, you are a technology startup, so you came ahead of the game, maybe ahead of a lot of these upcoming support programs that are here today. What do you think is the future for technology, and how do you think you're going to keep up with that? I mean, I know you're not on your own, you have a team, so tell us a little bit about your team and tell us what you're doing to keep yourself in the game.
Okay, I touched on the team quickly. We are a team of 4 computer science and computer engineering graduates from the University of Bahrain, and we're all not salespeople, so we had to learn how to sell to people. And honestly, by reading sales and marketing books, because that's how we install apps into our brains, basically. How we're going to keep up with technology? One, by actually making new technology. Second of all, every now and then in the tech field, we have this new technology that levels the field between technology competitors, big or small. For example, the cloud. After we had the cloud access, we could give the same processing power as Pixar, but we're based here in Head. We're trying to focus on these new, revolutionary technologies that levels the competitive scene between businesses, either small startups or multi-billion-dollar businesses. This is what makes us at the edge of the technology, because when a new technology comes and levels the field, everybody have the same background, everybody have the same opportunity to capitalize on it.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed. So let's look at the results. So everyone thinks it's your determination that makes you a success. Do you agree with that?
Well, you have to have determination at any point, but if I would have voted for this poll, I would say technology skills, because somebody asked me that we are over the cloud. Why wouldn't anybody else make another Exa over Amazon? The answer is that even if I explain to you how it works, not anybody could do it. Because it's really, an intricate process that takes very complex, procedures to build. So technology skills is very critical to keep your unique selling proposition.
Okay, so that's how you would say keep yourself in the game.
Exactly.
And so, you joined the mentoring program. How do you have time to do that? Keeping yourself up to date with technology, and why did you decide to become a mentor?
A lot of people helped me out. Okay, so we had the problem of registering in the region, in Dubai and Bahrain. One of the guys who was not doing something not very unlikely, who sacked people, told me to go and register in Delaware. It's like buying from Amazon. And that saved our lives by getting the seed investment we wanted. We had to we counted on for. And etc. We had lots of help in our seed stage. I'm still getting lots of help from my mentors here in Bahrain, especially Mr. Faisal Khan. Okay? So I believe that there are many potholes that my fellow entrepreneurs could avoid if I told them about it, like especially the registration part, how to set up something over to Amazon, how to deal with, cloud clients. We're not facing them, we have a machine facing them. So I have many aspects that I learned in my humble experience that I wish other entrepreneurs to avoid.
Well, there's a lot to learn about Mohammed and his story, so I would encourage you to all pick up the latest issue of Rowad Magazine and learn more about it over there. So let's open the floor for questions. We have one up here.
So, Aladdin, PGMD, Educational Software for Hospitals. Actually, Mohammed and I go way back, as you mentioned, high school, back together, and he is someone who always has something interesting to say. So if I might just spice up the program a little bit, and I would like to ask you the Peter Thiel question. So what is the one thing that you most believe in that no one else will know? Very few people believe. I'm sure we're going to have a very interesting answer.
Well, that's a very interesting question, because you have to have many beliefs actually to succeed as an entrepreneur. It's very hard. The most thing that I rely on is that many people these days are talking about the ecosystem in Bahrain, okay, and how they're going to make it better, how are they going to get investment, and how are they going to make it like the Silicon Valley. But if you think about it, even in the Silicon Valley, they had 80% failure rate. Okay? So I believe in any startup, regardless of the situation, nothing will work until you do. So that's the most important thing about running a startup. That's the most important thing I believe in, because we had so many things that didn't work, even with Amazon, with registration, with the payment gateways. So we have to do it ourselves. So again, focus on whatever you can do, regardless and disregard the problem, because we'll always have problems. We wake up every day to fix problems.
Okay, so all right, so Mohammed said a lot of important points here today. He's a Bahraini success. Mohammed, any last words to the entrepreneurs before we let them go and eat? Because I think they're all like grumbling and hungry.
Holding you up on food. Well, like as Mohammed Jafar said, I'm not a high achiever in the university or in the high school, but I'm a normal guy from Rowad, and I made it, and I'm selling the technology here. I built and head to the Japanese, so everybody else in Bahrain can also do it. And I started in a much worse ecosystem. I got the help from BDV, but yeah, I started in a much worse situation. So you guys definitely can make it even much better than me.
Actually, Mohammed, in our issue of this issue of Rowad, actually, there's what we call the Rowad entrepreneurship cycle, and it divides it in each stage of the business cycle. So Mohammed Anwar actually was one of the beneficiaries of different types of support programs. I'd encourage you once again to pick up that copy. We have a blown up copy of the map outside. It gives you all the contacts of many of the people who have been here today on our Rowad talk, contacts of VCs in the region, their stories, so you can hear more about Exa Capital and the likes of Wamda Capital and MEVP who weren't able to be with us today. I wanted to thank everybody. Rowad Talk this is the first version of Rowad Talk, and we're going to be continuing to have this platform to bring to you interesting speakers, thought-provoking conversations, people to give you advice, to give you opinions. So I would also encourage you, if there's anybody that you would like us to bring upon this platform, we're going to also have it as part of our YouTube channel. So this is being recorded, and whoever has missed out on it can go back to this and watch it, and then we'll continue to have more Google Hangouts with everybody here today and more upcoming speakers. Thank you very much. I'd like to have all the speakers come up, just take a group picture with everybody, and please don't leave. We have lots of food and the entertainment and some games. We have virtual reality games. We have some entrepreneurs who have actually volunteered to bring their virtual reality productions. So this is also a good time for you guys to pitch to some of these investors here if you really think that you're going to be coming up with a great idea and the technology behind it. Thank you, all of you, for being a part of Rowad Talk, and I hope you will benefit from the networking session that continues. It's a very rare occasion to have all of these distinguished people in the entrepreneurship ecosystem all in one room, all in Bahrain. So thank you once again. So can we have the speakers come up for a group picture, please?